Welcome to Out and About on the Recumbents. Let's go. Ride low. Ride recumbent. Howdy. Well, good morning. We've been very fortunate. We've had a few days in a row with really nice weather. And howdy. And today's supposed to be 75 Fahrenheit. Today is Wednesday, May the 21st, I believe. We are on the Sinton Trail. Oh, on some really bad bobble bumps. Yep, really bumpy. Yeah, just like my constant complaint about the city not concentrating on getting rid of all the old asphalt parts of all the different trails, because every single one of our trails has some old asphalt section, and some of them, like this one, are quite rough. And, that's a pretty good bump, you know what I mean? And like right here, oh yeah, okay, well, we're over most of the major bumps now, so, but yeah, this is the prettier part of the Sinton Trail, this lower part here. Once you get up to Centennial Boulevard, it does, well, actually it doesn't change to concrete till you get almost to Garden of the Gods Road. So, but we're heading up to go to Angletech. Why don't you put that in at least 2, dear? Because you're just struggling and I'm running you over. Because I'm in 2. Alright, quit it. Yeah, she'll get way ahead of me because her 2 is stronger than my 2. But yeah, well, nothing big deal going on. We're just going up to find out, like I was talking about in one of the last 2 videos, when we put the new inline Bafang the assist system on Joe's Trice T, they put on one of the more modern displays, but it's really tiny and hard to read. So we're going to go up and see if maybe they can get a display like I have. This is the 860C by Electrify Bike Company, and I love it, man, because it's big and it's got the speed, it's got your watt usage, it's got your e-assist level, and it's got your distance meter, your time, you can second screen is average and max, and so Howdy. It's howdy. And but yeah, so like I said, hope you're having a great day, a great morning, and if you're fortunate like us to be retired poor, as we call it, because we can't afford to do too much. It's like the trip we just did to Tennessee. Well, that was literally paid for by the state of Colorado. They had realized that they didn't give us the senior housing tax credit that they were doing this year. With our luck, they won't have it next year. So, so we went back in and they redid they added that amendment, or not amendment, but amendum to our tax thing, and lo and behold, we got $800 from the state of Colorado. So, with us wanting to get a bucket list item, off the list, and getting some kind of a cruise on a paddle wheeler on the Mississippi River, which we did. Is it only a dinner cruise, a three-hour tour, and then of course we got to see the great thing, we got to see our daughter Jen graduate college, and now her, she has a 2-year degree in kind of, photography, communications, that kind of stuff. And Jason, her husband, our son, as we don't call him son-in-law, he's a son, and would like her to continue on and get a 4-year degree, get a bachelor's in I don't know what you call it, media communication. I'm sure it's got some other name besides that, but that's the gist of it. And I'm kind of hoping she'll do that, if it's possible, because she could go a lot further in whatever she wants to endeavor, with a BA or a BS, Bachelor of Science. I think hers would be a Bachelor. It might be a Bachelor of Arts, I'm not sure. Or it could be one of those new ones, they have like the AAS, and so maybe they have the BSS, I don't know. Okay, we are going down into the tunnel, and it's more Bounty concrete. Howdy.
How's it going?
Good. All right. Here we go. Ole, 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 ole. Yeah, needs to be cleaned out a bit. I'll try to get a back shot here. Okay, big bump coming up. Okay, now I gotta try to take this right turn, and I am in the wrong gear. Luckily I got it in 2, so I gotta go all the way over and kick this thing hard and hope it will make it. We're gonna go off. Not too bad though. Back up. There we go. Okay. Yeah. As we've discussed before, I don't have the steering that Joe has, and I think that's just because her trike is taller. Mine's closer to the ground. And it might just be, the relationship of maybe her bars are a little wider, because her Trice T would be, the old version of the Ice Adventure trike. And maybe if you, so hers is a designated touring trike. So it might be to the point that her bars might actually be a little wider than mine. You know, because mine is technically, it would have been, if it wasn't the hybrid that it is, it would be it'd be a Trice Q for quick. Hers is a Trice T for tour. Mine would have been, if my trike would have been a 2010 instead of a 2011, it would have been a Trice Q for quick. So it's more the sporty model, not racer model, but sportier model. It's lower to the ground. It seems to coast a little faster for some reason, which I haven't figured out. Especially now that we have basically the same gear, you know. I'm not sure why that would make a difference, but if we get into a downhill and we're just coasting, I will run right over her. This trike coasts very quickly. You give me any kind of a downhill and then she gains speed fast. So you'll know we're heading over to Angletech. That's our recumbent cycle dealer and service center here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And they are off of Garden and the Gods and High Tech Way. Garden of the Gods Road and High Tech Way. Technically their address is Garden of the Gods. I think it's like 1483 Garden of the Gods Road, but the easy access is from going up using High Tech here and going in the back way, I guess you call it. To me it seems like the front way, but technically, because their building faces west, so and it's, you know, it's really kind of off this big parking lot for this huge, well, there's several firms here. There's a medical unit, there's a four-year technical college, for technical university, I should say. I should give them credit. They are technical university now. This, I think, is just you know, some sort of high-tech electronics. And of course they have got the old, this is the old Intel chip making plant, and they still have a lot of the same stuff, but it's all, you know, Intel's been gone for years. So now it's been divided up. Like I said, there's medical in it. There's the technical university. El Paso County, which is our county, has a citizen center in the complex on the other end. So you know, they got people trying out trikes today. We met a lady on yesterday's ride that was really interested. I hope she finds her way up here, and I hope the prices don't scare her to death. It's the only bad thing about recumbent trikes, you know. Whew, they are pricey. Even the cheap ones are pricey, you know. I mean, you know, $1,500 may not sound like much, but to somebody on a lower income, that's a lot of money. And, you know, that's for a 7-speed, you know, 7-speed basic unit with no e-assist. If you want e-assist in the same thing, you're going to have to go up to about $3,300. All right, so like I said, here we are. Yeah, talk to Kirk here when he's done.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, thank you. All right, don't back up, don't back up. Joe tried to run me over. Okay, so, all right. We'll get back at you. Bye. Hey, okay, we're back. We found out what we needed to know, and it does sound like they can replace the display for Joe, but they didn't have any in stock, so they're going to order one for us whenever And they're really good about, if you're not in a hurry, they can save you money on shipping because you know, they'll put it in with order for other things. So which we're not in a hurry because I mean her display does work. So alright. Yeah, we're going up the sidewalk, which we don't like to do that much, but sometimes you just got to do it. Otherwise we have to go all the way back the way we came and pick up the trail again. And the only bad thing about it is, you know, you gotta love these places. They put rock everywhere, but nobody ever takes care of it. You know, all the rocks start getting out, and yeah, this is the other part of that. Like I said, all this used to be an Intel plant to make silicone chips, Intel silicone chips. Well, that went bust, which is a shame now because in our present political situation, we've made enemies with China, and not that we were big friends anyway. But go ahead, babe. He said to go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And but yeah, EvaCore Healthcare, Colorado Technical University, and most of this part over here is now the El Paso County Citizen Center. Yeah, it's strange. We live in Colorado Springs, but we live in El Paso County. You know, it sounds like we should live in Texas, you know. But yeah, so we're taking the shortcut and we're using the sidewalk up to where we can pick up the last part of Sinton Trail, and then we're going to turn on to the Foothills Trail, and that'll take us by the entryway to the Garden of the Gods City Park. Howdy. Whew. Yeah, like I said, that all used to be the Intel plant, but at least they repurposed it and just didn't leave it empty, which they do a lot. We're just stuck here. We have to wait on the lights. That's the bad thing about coming this way is we have to wait on the lights. But yeah, on my last video, I apologized for the last part that had no talking on it. Basically, I didn't realize that the wireless mic had either run out of battery, or it you know, it might have an automatic, if it hasn't been used in a certain amount of time, that you know, you need to it shuts itself down, which is what I think it was, because it's supposed to have a 6-hour battery life. So yeah, some of these lights are ridiculously long, as you've seen before. But yeah, like I said, I have the H60C display, and I love it because you can see everything. I guess they decided not to use those much anymore because, okay, I'll watch out for this person. But we got to go, Joe. We got to go. He's being an asshole. Yeah. I always love it when they look at you like you're doing something wrong, you know. We've got a green, you know, we've got a green crossing signal, you know. You're supposed to yield to us, but they don't. They never do. It's aggravating. I'm sure you guys, you gals, put up with it all the time, just like we do. Yep, El Paso County Citizen Service Center. So, They got, you know, the DMVs in there, your SNAP card, as they call it, food card and that type of thing is in there. Lots of different services that will probably end up closing down because of all the money that supposedly the Dooge, it's not Dodge, the Dooge guy, you know, Mr. Afrikaner, Elon Musk, says he's saving, and then they just turn around and spend all kinds of money on other silly stuff, you know. So it doesn't matter who's in the office, whether it's Democrat, Republican, or whatever. Nobody saves you any money. They just make it look like they save it because they pull it from one thing and put it in another. So there's no money being saved. That's a sham. That's 100% sham. Yeah, he called, Musk called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. This Dodge, you know, Department of Economic, whatever the heck, that's a Ponzi scheme, without a doubt. Okay, enough politics. And, you know, if you don't agree, that's fine. But don't be giving me a whole bunch of stuff back. Just say, okay, well, I don't agree. Because I do the same for you. If you told me that you think, you know, everything is great, thank you. That everything is great and wonderful, and the beautiful big deal is going to save and change everything, and let us all live in a Shangri-La. Boy. Whew. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. There's a pretty good picture of Pikes Peak there. Yeah. Too bad those trees are in the way. But like I said, we're actually on Sinton Trail, although it doesn't look like we changed, because all we did was go from a single wide sidewalk to a double wide sidewalk. But this is considered part of the trail. And then we get up here to 30th Street. It basically becomes, and we head south, it becomes the Foothills Trail. Whew. Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down till we get over towards the Garden of the Gods, and then I'll pick it up. All right? We'll get back at you. Bye. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, we stopped at a Loaf and Jug and got ourselves an evil hot dog for lunch. I'm going to 3, Joe. Oh, whoa. They have a stop sign, dear. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so we are now on the Foothills Trail. Looks like they just mowed the, trimmed the verge, or mowed the grass, as they say. Howdy. It's a beautiful day. Passing on your left. Yeah, so like I said, we're on the Foothills Trail. And as you can tell, it's another asphalt trail. Old asphalt. Pretty bumpy. A little better than it was though, because they tried to fill in some, but it doesn't seem like the fill-in stuff lasts for very long. But some of the bigger ones here are pretty improved, but they don't go deep enough. You know, they don't put enough stuff in some of it. This is definitely better than it was. Yeah. So we're heading on the Foothills Trail, and we are heading south, and this will take us by the Garden of the Gods entry on Gateway Road. We'll go underneath a short tunnel. Thank you. You got to be careful here because we have a lot of mean old bumps. There's a pretty dang good view right there, boy, I'll tell you. Oh, we got a big bump coming up here. Yeah, or ouch. Well, hard to argue with that view, huh? Try to get a shot of all the... Now, if you keep going straight, it turns into the Mesa Trail, which is different than the Mesa Springs Greenway. And yeah, I'm slowing down here so we get a little better view here. Don't want to go too fast. Thank you. All right, yeah, we got the fast people going by here, boy. Yeah, them 29 or 700C or 29-inch wheels, boy. I mean to tell you, those things are cook. Yeah, I'm trying not to get too fast. So trying to keep some of this view. But yeah, like I said, that's the Mesa Trail, and that'll take you over to the Overlook, which is a really beautiful spot to get a picture, because you have the rocks of the Garden of the Gods and Pikes Peak in the background. That's it. Today's a nice day. It's going to be 70 something, I guess. I think 75 towards the afternoon. Yeah, I gotta... Oh man, this brake's squeaking so bad. I gotta get him to clean the brake here. Howdy. I hate the way the wires work on this. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, now we're going to turn, and we're going to go down under the low bridge here, and I'm going to desperately try to grab the other brake. There we go. Clearance. Low cyclist and equestrians dismount. But the nice thing about a trike is that you're low, baby. You're very low. So, yeah. So what we did is we went under 30th Street. That's the auto street that you would use to get on the Garden of the Gods. And someday, I'm going to have to, Joe and I are going to have to go down and check out the Glen Erie Castle, as they call it. That was the home of, General Jackson, General William Jackson Palmer. There we go. Too many names. And he's the founder of Colorado Springs. And he has a very fancy, 18th century residence down in that canyon there somewhere. Never been there myself. I don't think Joe has either. So they have like teas and stuff, where you sit down and you drink tea and you eat finger things and whatever they call it, finger sandwiches, and we wouldn't be able to do that because, yeah, I want to grab the other brake because we got a real big downhill here. Real big. That's some of the new water slow down system that they built. Howdy. Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Oh, that was scary. Go, Joe, go! Boy, that guy went by. He was so quiet, he scared the snot out of me. Oh, okay. I didn't see him. This mirror is not as good as yours. It doesn't pick up as much stuff. Okay. Yeah, right at the moment the sun went underneath a cloud, and that makes the breeze quite chilly. Plus, too, we haven't had time to warm up yet because, you know, you have the uphill and then you have a lot of downhills going this way. Okay, we got to go back down. I got to make sure nobody's back here so I can. The concrete's a little bad right there. Yeah, they just put in better overall drainage and fire suppression systems and all kinds of stuff. I think they're totally done now. Woo! Boy, that sun needs to come back out. I'm up to about 18, 20 miles an hour, and oh, there we go. Yay! Feels so much better when the sun's out. Yeah, 19 miles an hour. It's amazing, you know, this doesn't look like it's that much downhill, but I mean, if I let this thing go, I could probably hit 30 by the time I hit the bottom. Of course, I'd probably run over a tourist. I would probably run over a tourist. Probably pretty easy. Oh, no, don't be. Oh, well, he was trying to mess with his camelback, you know, not looking at me, and he was starting to drift. Oh, that's kind of cool. They made a new sign for the Garden of the Gods Visitor Center. You go through this little tunnel here, and that goes up to the visitor center, and it does have a bike lane all the way up it. Joe decided to get touristy on me here, so we're going to go this way so we can get a picture of Joe. And she's trying to backpedal. Look at that. Pedal, 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 pedal. There she goes. She made it. And here's the official sign. It's called the Garden of the Gods. And it's so funny because we had some religious person get rid of the S and just call it the Garden of the God. Howdy. And okay, they just built this tunnel a little over a year ago. This goes above it is the main entrance into the Garden of the Gods. Ole, 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 ole. Passing on your left. Thank you very much. One more behind me. Have a great day. Thank you. Okay. Little back. Oh, let me get over here. Little back view over there. This is just the This is the overflow parking lot. I think to me it's more like the main parking lot. They do have parking up at the visitor center, but you know, it gets full up pretty fast. Come on the other side, we'll be able to see Pikes Peak here. Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, I apologize for the wind noise, but it has been windy for the last 3 or 4 days. I mean, it, you know, just blowing, blowing, blowing. And over there is the entrance to the Rock Ledge Ranch. It's a working ranch, and I think they, you know, they dress up in, you know, excuse me, oh man, these allergies, you know, in period clothing, and they do, you know, they shoe horses and move around a few cows and that kind of thing, so makes it kind of authentic. So we're going to be getting on the Foothills Trail ends, and we're going to be getting on the 31st Street bike lane, and we'll be getting into a lot of traffic and stuff like that, so I'll be turning off the camera again on you guys. Yeah, I'm sure you guys don't want to see just a whole bunch of street. There's a little tiny chapel over there. I don't know if it's kind of a heavy sandy, I'm going to go ahead and do it, but it's kind of sandy, so I may have to shift down the gear here. A little bit of a ledge. There we go. Okay, as you can see, it's kind of deep, but I've got it, and I've got my e-assist in 3, so should be able to get through it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Dig, damn you. Dang it. There we go. It jumped the gear on me though, and I don't know why it did that. It's kind of a shame. They need to do some repainting, but I think you can actually like, you know, rent this out, and you know, like if you want to replace your valves or you know, something like that. I gotta get going again. Oh boy, this is gonna be a bit of a big step off here. I think I'll be okay. Okay, I'm gonna go really slow though. Come on over, come on over. Oh, just barely. Okay, turn around here. And the more deeper sand. Yes. Try to get a little speed this time. Joe didn't make it. You should have got up some speed. And you probably didn't have it up in 2 or 3, did you? Oh, wow.
My rear wheel sank.
Yeah, so did mine. And spun. You got it. Keep going. Yay! She did it. That's where that e-assist comes in really handy. Okay, well, like I said, we're going to go ahead and turn her off for now, and we'll get back at you. Bye. Welcome back. We had just too much ugly stuff, and so we decided to turn off the camera for a while, but we're back on Shook's Run. We're heading over to the Tasty Freeze Drive-In to get our last iced tea of the day, and eat our Think Bar snack. For those of you who don't know what a Think Bar is, it's a sugar-free, high protein. If you get the high protein type, make sure you get, your box says high protein and not delight. Okay, the delights are disgusting and they are not high protein at all. Where the high protein, especially the lemon is good, the brownie bite is good, brownie almond bite is good, and if you're a big peanut butter fan, they have, you know, they have chunky, they have and creamy, and I think they have some other form of peanut butter one. I'm not really much on peanut butter, to be totally honest with you. I mean, it's okay. I prefer it in a sandwich than I do, you know, in an energy bar. So, but like I said, you know, we're on Shook's Run right now, Shook's Run trail, and slowly making our way over to the drive-in. They have a bit better price on iced tea than Good Neighbors. So plus two, they're only open from April till about the third week in September. So we like to, you know, stop by there as much as we can, well, as much as we can afford. You know, during the months they're open, because they're really nice folks. And sadly, you know, with Joe being a type 2 diabetic, we can't do any of the ice cream, which is a real bummer. And yes, I know you're asking, well, are you a diabetic? No, I'm not. At least so far, I've been, my A1C has been good enough to, you know, not proclaim me a diabetic. So, and I try to get lots of exercise and everything else, but you know, Joe does the same thing, and she's a type 2 diabetic. So a lot of it just has to do with, there's really two types of type 2. Now you've heard of type 1 and type 2. There's actually two types of type 2. You have environmental, something in your environment, you know, exercise, you don't get enough exercise, a particular food sets it off, you know, stuff like that. And then they have, dang it, yeah, I can't think of it. Howdy. And then they have hereditary, and that's, you know, it's just part of your genes. And that's kind of where Joe is right now, is that, you know, hers is hereditary. Her grandmother had it. So, you know, and it is a bit strange, because Joe's the only person in her immediate family, you know, her brothers and sisters, and her mom and her dad, that is a diabetic. Everybody else has, what do they call it? No, I can't think of it. Oh, come on. I'll think of it later, but everybody else in her family has, you know, that particular problem. But Joe doesn't. So like I said, it's hereditary, you know, for Joe. So, and there's, you know, there's not much you can do, you know. I mean, she's all, you know, for years and years and years, she was technically borderline, you know, they always tell her, well, you're borderline, you're borderline, you're borderline. But, you know, if you're borderline, they don't have you do anything, which is probably stupid. They should probably tell you to start really watching, you know, your sugars and your carbs and all that kind of stuff, you know. And yeah, so we'll go catch the new path over here with the world's longest crossing light. Yeah, this crossing light takes a long time, but I guess what it is, it's synchronized with the street light here, so they kind of have to hook up together, and so it takes them a little while to just kind of hook up, you know. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. But I don't mind the wait, you know, because before we had to go up to the light and juke around a corner and, you know, play with cars until we could get back over. Now we can just go straight over, so it's worth it. It definitely is. It's worth waiting a little longer. Okay. Now this is the new crossing here. Don't know why I'm hurrying, because it's like I said, it's a very long crossing light, so it'll be a while before we you know, before it lets us through. I think it's a little better than last time, so maybe they're getting it synchronized just a tad better than they had it before. I ain't missing you at all. Yeah, but yeah, so just kind of tired today. But they've been well, we have ridden 3 days in a row now. It's just the weather's so nice. Passing on your right. Thank you. One more behind me. And this is, like I said, a Shook's Run Trail, but it's also part of the Legacy Loop. I don't think they should call it the Legacy Loop Trail, because then what they need to do is get rid of all the other names, you know. But I think basically they should say that it's Shook's Runs Trail part of the Legacy Loop. And the Legacy Loop, which I've explained a couple times, but in case there's somebody new here, basically the founder of Colorado Springs decided that around the downtown and close areas he wanted a trail or a path, so you could, anybody in that area could get to a city park, you know, very easily. They wouldn't have to drive. So that's what the Legacy Loop is, and it's still not completely complete. You see, this is a nice little playground here, and get right up here on the sign. Yeah. That map's a little old because it says a future connection to the Pikes Peak Greenway. Well, that's already there. It was called the Rock Island Connector, and it's been going for, oh, probably right about a year at the most.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
So we're gonna cheat here and kind of just go down. This is a they call it a bike boulevard, but all the decals are just about gone. But it's really wide, so it's pretty safe. The asphalt part of Shook's Run Trail will just beat us to death on these trikes, man. I mean, seriously. just beat you to death. I mean, the streets are bad enough, but they don't have a lot of the cracks that go all the way across, you know, and are 2 inches to 3 inches deep. And this one, you know, the Shook's Run part of that trail is just like that. It beats you senseless. So what we do is we'll take this up to see Bike Boulevard. We'll take this up to Fontanero, and we'll get on a real short stint of the Fontanero Street bike lane, and then back on the trail. And that'll take us over to the drive-in, Tasty Freeze Drive-In, established in 1955. Yeah, it's as old as I am. I don't know when in 55, but I'm August, so they probably tried to start before that, you know, so they could have the summer season, because I think they used to stay open, you know, all year long. But you know, it has a patio with a cover, but it's not very big, and so most of its seating is outdoors. You know, they do have some tables with umbrellas and that kind of stuff. But I know my camera is getting low here, so I want to say thank you for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the ride, and please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, your neighbors, your dog, your cat. We don't care. We're good for it. But just to give you a status, we are up to 451 subscribers. So we are 49 subscribers away from making 500. That would be amazing. So if you know somebody that, especially if you know anybody that rides a trike that hasn't heard of our channel, please let them know. We'd really appreciate it. So yeah. But I think what I'll do is when we get up here at the intersection, I'm going to kind of pull over and have Joe pull up, and we'll go out and close this video out. And like I said, thanks for coming along. So from BJ and Joe Ondo, till we see you next time, happy trails. Bye.
It's enough to be on your way. It's enough just to cover ground. It's enough to be moving on. Happy trails.